Welcome back to No Looks Film Session. We are having a matchup, a rematch against the Lions. I feel like I got adopted into a rivalry or some shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's my first year in the Vikings, but this was more so of a game plan written game. Like, we had the same game plan. We just played y'all the other week, like 2 weeks ago. It's already week 6, almost the middle of the season. And it's like, all right, if we know what you're going to do and you know what we're going to do, what happens next? So what happens next is a bunch of tendency breakers. This really matters, like how deep you go into your playbook. And it matters how deep your playbook even is. Now, for offense, that's one thing. But for defense, I feel like it's even more important. Now, most defensive playbooks on Madden may have like 250 plays or something like that, but I think it's actually really vital and important to create a defensive playbook for your defense. You know, I had a 4-3, so specifically for the 4-3, like, I created a playbook around that, and the players that I've already signed, I created situations around where they can thrive. And a lot of situations are how the playbook is even designed in the first place. You would think that creating a defensive playbook is harder than offense, but they made it on Madden to where creating a defensive playbook is actually pretty easy. There's a lot of just plugging in, honestly. So I think we might have to go over our defensive playbook specifically in another video, just so people can, I don't know, maybe get some tidbits on their own, or maybe want to do some of their own, just little tips, because I just think it's a lot easier to implement a game plan if you have your playbooks that reflect the game plan all the way, like all 500. So even on offense, you're probably going to see like a little bit of usage on just different plays in the playbook. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a lot of talking. Let's get into the intro. So we're starting off as 0-0. We got some tight end crosses, a streak by Justin Jefferson. He got a safety back there. Of course, he's somewhat helping, but Tyler Conklin is way more open than anyone else would be. So just hitting the open receiver. Dalvin Cook. Oh, hit him with a move. Now, Dalvin Cook, he was cooking all game. As he should. Now I got a post with a receiver doing a deep end, 10-yard end. Interception. Now this looks a little familiar. I think they did their homework from the last game. If you look at The Falcons game, I had a double receiver post, but it was more so Justin Jefferson being on the left side doing the post. This is the interception that I just had was on the 29-yard line. This is on the 21-yard line, so you can kind of tell like within the red zone a little bit that I'm trying to do a deep post. It worked out. The safety didn't get to him. He got to the 1-yard line. The Lions probably scouted it out, and the safety got ahead of it. And yeah, got another shakes. Justin Jefferson just doing his thing, of course. I mean, usually you can pass it to him and he's going to catch it, but instances like that where the play before where they're, you know, scouting it out, I don't know. Tyler Conklin was going crazy this game. I love it, man. I freaking love it. We've been having Thursday games for a while. So this is the second Thursday game in a row. So, you know, he kind of has more energy than some of the other receivers this week. It's fine, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's really a factor too because of the training and shit like that. Now, Dalvin Cook, T Dizzle, straight through the line. You really don't know what to expect when you're just like plowing through a line, especially in Madden. But they cleared the path, man, or he cleared the path for himself. Shit. That's what you call a trailblazer, all right? Dalvin Cook showing us what to do. It's 7-0 now, about to be the end of the first, really. It's already past half. And boom. Guess who that is? Just take a wild guess, man. Take a wild guess who that is, bruh. It's Xavier Woods. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. We are in the right position. Defensively, Justin Jefferson. Bro, it's so crazy being on this man's team. This man is like literally having Randy Moss on your team, bro. Like, Justin Jefferson is a cheat code within himself. So since we are here on the film session, we're gonna have to break this one down. All right, so we're in pistol strong right now. We got the fullback standing next to me, running back right behind me. You think we were gonna run or some shit? You never really know. We got 3 receivers out there. Justin Jefferson on the left. Now, if you look, nobody's really open except the running back, and honestly, you know, they can really recover quicker on that one. I threw a low one to Justin Jefferson just because he was doing a curl, but he ended up doing a comeback. I don't know, when you're that in tune with your receivers, you can kind of throw the ball in certain positions, and usually they're going to get it. Now, I got hit. I tried to get rid of the ball before the sack. Maybe I should have just took the sack. I honestly don't like doing that, though, especially when you got wheels. Like, what's the point? But at the same time, you still got to recover from maybe a blitz or a missed block. And sometimes you can't recover as quick as you think you can. And this was our demise right here, you know what I'm saying? We gave them the ball, and they gave us that touchdown. So now it's a game, 10-14. We're back with the ball. Another post by Justin Jefferson, as you can see. But it was an out. And that's Adam Thielen. I thought we had a post by Justin Jefferson, but I realized it was the Adam Thielen out. My bad. But we could break it down. We could definitely break it down. So, of course, the ball is snapped and you're making the read. As you're making the read, you can kind of see, once again, right, your options are very, very limited. I could pass it to him and lead him off, but as far as the other receivers, everybody's covered, especially the safety on the right side. They got that one covered. So if you're looking at it through my view, if he has the running back and I know that he's going to be doing an out, once again, you're throwing it to a certain spot. Now, I showed y'all the last time I threw to the top of the V for Justin Jefferson. I'm literally throwing it to a spot. I threw it to a spot for Adam Thielen, and it works. You're not really throwing it for when they're open. You're throwing it for before they're open. Another touchdown. It's getting real close, man. It's a real game. We do a draw. Dalvin Cook with the reach. I love that. I love that. That's a cool little feature Madden put in. Just keep doing the good things, you know. Got a slant going on. I seen the safety or linebacker, whoever he was on the right side. So why not give it to JJ? JJ for the tutty. Yeah, man, I'm definitely throwing my ass off this game. Like, no cap. All right, so it's 28-20. It's a barn burner. Got a corner by Tyler, but of course they covered that. Covered most of it, so off I go. First down, though. I mean, I kind of wish they didn't run so far into the sideline, but yeah, whatever. All right, so they got this weird goal line thing going on. I don't know what's going on with that, but if you're not going to cover the receiver, then JJ it is. Yep. JJ in the end zone once again. It's getting real redundant at this point. It's getting real redundant. All right. 35-20. What do you think's about to happen? Play action. Looking down the field. I make it look easy, man. I really do. I make it look easy, but these are all reads you gotta make, man. And it's not a quick, it's not a slow read. Like, you do have to slow it down as far as patience a little bit when it comes to something like that. But for the most part, you gotta figure this shit out in 2 seconds. All right, so right now, I know that JJ's doing a post, and I see the safety up top. You would think that he would be covered, right? Well, I'm looking at everyone else and how their routes are going to go. Now I see the JJ cut, and the safety hasn't switched his hips yet. So if he hasn't switched his hips, then JJ has a chance to just blow past him. I don't necessarily have any other option, especially when somebody's coming to sack me. So I let him off, and that's probably why I threw it like that. I let JJ off to the point to where once he switched his hips, he wouldn't be able to catch up to him. So touchdown again, you know what I mean? They're still making it a game. It was like this last game, but it wasn't this much of like a scoring game. It was just like we were up by 10, then we were up by 3 and ended up winning. But this one, much different. At the same time, isn't that much different because the Lions are climbing up, and once again, we're up 10. Now, if we gave them the ball back and they scored, then obviously we'd be up 3, and it would be the exact same game as the last game. So a lot of times, you know, I'm doing tendency breakers. I'm doing like fakes of things that we should be doing, or fakes of things that has been working. So obviously, if we've been passing and it's working, you do a draw, it's gonna work a little bit. Rashard Penny, absolute workhorse. Absolute workhorse. I'm so glad we signed him. He's just like, he's the guy when we want to sit down Dalvin Cook and he's like, he's got his carries. You know what I mean? I feel like we have like almost like a carry counter. after a certain amount of carries and we're up, what's the point of you being risking being injured? Especially when you have, you know what I'm saying, the yards to where you good, bro. You know? Now Rashard Penny wants the yards. And he's getting them. Like, he's just... This is the reason why we officially won right here. I'm just showing you. Rashard Penny back to back to back to back to back. Just shitting on him. You know what I mean? Constant. And then you have just us running down the clock, giving it to Madison. Come on, man. Tea time. Yeah, this is a great game. I only had 11 incompletions. The last game against the Falcons, I had 13. Matt Ryan, like, the amount of attempts. I mean, yeah, I see the completions, but 61 attempts means, like, you guys were in desperation mode from jump. It feels like. And you have Saquon Barkley, so you don't really... I don't want to say you don't really need to do that, because of our defense is different than their defense. But for the most part, you don't really need to do that, man. 61 is crazy. You have Jamal Williams. 18 rushing attempts, over 100 yards. Rashard Penny, 10 rushing attempts, almost 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 rushing attempts. You know, I wasn't really trying to be Michael Vick out there, honestly. Saquon Barkley, 18 rushing attempts. Not the same as Dalvin. That just proves our defense is a little different. 7 receptions, 4 touchdowns. Again, over the century mark, over 100 yards, over 120 yards. Again, Tyler Conklin, 80. He was doing his thing. I finally got player of the week, man. It took a while. It's week 6. But 6 passing touchdowns. Come on, I deserve it. Roquan Smith, he deserves it. 9 tackles, interception. Jay Abram, shout out to him. Joe Mixon. Now, we just had Joe Burrow as a player of the week last week. Now we have Joe Mixon. But shout out to Joe Mixon, man. Over like almost 200 yards. He got receptions to go with it. It was a great game for us, man, honestly. And I just can't wait until the next game against the Bears, because the NFC is like fun.